Hey guys, it's Mozart the Best, and I'm back for part 9 of my Cuphead playthrough. So last part, we went through the last run and gun level, which was Perilous Piers, and we went through Werner Vermin and a Mausoleum stage, and those weren't bad at all. And now, get ready for it, now we're gonna play against what just might be one of my least favorite, actually my least favorite boss in the game. And this is Dr. Kahl's robot. So I mentioned in the previous parts that the walls that I encountered when I was playing this game was were Beppy the Clown, Grim Matchstick, and Rumor Honeybottoms. And the last wall that I encountered when I was playing this game is Dr. Kahl's robot. So yeah. Get ready for it. But I also will say that I've played this game a lot, so Dr. Kahl might not actually be very challenging. But for many people, Dr. Kahl is the hardest boss in the game. So, and here's why. The first phase of Dr. Kahl, in my opinion, is the worst phase. Like, absolutely the worst phase. He throws this big laser at you, which you cannot shoot your bullets through this laser. He throws this big laser at you, and then then when you destroy all of the other parts, he throws things that are even worse at you. So my advice would be to get rid of the laser first. The laser is the thing you have to get rid of first, and the second thing that I would advise you to get rid of is the bottom panel. So when you destroy the bottom panel, he's gonna send bombs, and those bombs have a big radius. You have to make sure that you're not anywhere near the bombs when you shoot them. And then you have the heart. So the heart actually sends out a couple things. It might send out that magnet, which ruins your movement, like you saw before, or it might send out these arms. And these arms shoot lasers. These arms hurt you, and those pellets hurt you. And then Dr. Kahl is gonna send out his head. The robot is going to send out his head, and this part also is really annoying. So you have to deal with the bombs, and you have to deal with Dr. Kahl's with the robot's head just going around the screen. So I actually stalled that part. Just to show you it, because usually I just use the super to destroy the head as soon as possible. The first phase is the worst phase in my opinion, because it just throws so many things at you at once that you have to avoid, and it really is just so annoying. Not to mention these things in the foreground, which also block your view, they can block your view at times. So at this point, I've pretty much optimized my approach to beating Dr. Kahl. So we're already finished with this phase of the boss, and I use my super to destroy the head, and then that's it. You don't have to deal with the incoming bombs. But this is the third phase, and this is a bullet hell. So after the last few phases, now you have to deal with this assortment of bullets just flying at you. And it's pretty bad, alright? It's pretty bad. If you're playing in expert mode, the amount of pellets that Dr. Kahl sends at you are actually crazy. Alright. You can't shoot through those electric things, by the way. But with enough patience, with enough perseverance, you'll be able to go through Dr. Kahl in no time. So unfortunately, I got hit right there at the end, but with enough perseverance, you'll be able to go through Dr. Kahl, and and if you go through him enough times, it's gonna be like, how did you ever have trouble fighting him in the first place? So that's it. In my opinion, Dr. Kahl might be the hardest boss in the game, and and if we're gonna be ranking them, I think that Dr. Kahl might be my least favorite. Aside from Goopy Legrande, because he's just so because Goopy Legrande is just so simple. Anyway, now that we finished Dr. Kahl's robot, we're gonna go through this next boss. So for this boss, I'm going to be using charms, my smoke bomb, and I think the ones that I have now are already fine. But this boss is Sally's stage play in Dramatic Fanatic. And this boss, well, when you go through Dr. Kahl is so hard, but this boss actually really isn't. This boss is relatively easy. And actually, I love Sally's stage play. I think that she's a really fun boss fight. And the smoke bomb allows you to just avoid many of her attacks. So the only real opportunities you have to parry in this boss fight is if you wait for her to blow her kisses. So that's what I'm doing now, just waiting for her to blow her kisses. Even though I'm not gonna like intentionally stall the game just so that I can get a good score. That's what I usually do. So here is this. This is the second phase of her boss fight, and her second phase is the hardest of her phases. I would use the spread shot because the spread shot can do quick work of her. All right. And now her third phase, where she goes into I don't play Final Fantasy games, but I heard that this is a bit of a reference to Final Fantasy. So that's cool. And that's her third phase, and this is her fourth phase. So we're pretty much just about done here. So I'm just going to do my super. And we're probably... And she doesn't have much health left at this point. And there we go. I love Sally's stage play. It's a really fun boss fight. Not too difficult, and it's just throws a lot at you. All right. So I could go to the next boss, but I don't actually I actually want to save that for another video because I want to finish Inkwell Isle 3 in one video. So what I'm actually gonna do is show you something that I haven't actually mentioned at this point in the playthrough, and that's the fact that the bosses actually have the while you see that the bosses have multiple phases, there are actually a couple bosses that have secret phases. That you can get by doing a certain thing in the boss. So I'm going to go back to Inkwell Isle 1 to show you what you can do there. So here we are back at Inkwell Isle 1, and the first boss that has a secret phase is actually the first boss, the root pack. So I'll be showing you that. So we're going to be playing the root pack again, which isn't too interesting on its own, but it's just going to be a demonstration. So just beat the first phase, and then in the second phase, don't shoot the onion. Just don't shoot the onion. Don't shoot the onion at all. And he looks around, and he just goes down. Apparently, the reason why he cries is because you shoot him. But then for his final phase, it actually becomes a lot harder because then there's this like this turnip thing that starts to go back and forth. So it's a pretty interesting thing there. Now the turnip thing doesn't really make the boss a lot harder, to be honest. But it's a very cool Easter egg that's part of this boss. And if you die, and I'm gonna die right now, if you die when you initiate a secret phase, there's a question mark that that doesn't actually show your progress. So that's a pretty cool thing. For the next secret phase, I'm going to go to Forest Fall. Excuse me. I'm gonna go to Inkwell Isle 2. So see you there. So the next secret phase is in Jimmy. The next secret phase is in Jimmy the Great. So in order to trigger the secret phase, when Jimmy the Great starts to bring out his puppet, just go into the small plane. And then when his puppet shows up, you'll actually skip to the fourth phase. But now you actually have this. You actually have to worry about this puppet now, which of course, once again, it makes the boss a lot harder. Now you have more things to avoid. This puppet shoots bullets at you, which you have to avoid, and the puppet itself hurts you, so you have to avoid that. And of course, Jimmy the Great is also shooting his clouds at you. So you can see that I failed there, but that's just a very cool thing about this game. So for the next secret phase, it's going to be in Inkwell Isle 3. So I'll see you there. Hey guys, we're back at Inkwell Isle 3. And the last boss of the secret phase is actually the boss that we just played in this video, Sally Stageplay. So the trick to getting Sally Stageplay to triggering Sally Stageplay's secret phase is actually a lot less straightforward than the others. So you actually have to wait for her to blow a kiss so that you can parry it and go on one of the cherubims here, or the angels. So if you've been noticing the background, what's happening in the background is actually a wedding. And when we do that, we kill her husband, and she cries, which is quite severe. So now the background is completely different. Now you have nuns, and now Sally Stageplay is a part of a nunnery, and you have nuns throwing crosses at us, or rulers. And this part is actually kind of made easier, to be honest. Because now you don't need to worry about the bottles, but the next phase is going to be made a lot harder. So in the next phase, we see her husband's like angel as part of the play, and now her husband's angel is going to be throwing different things at us. So you could already see that there. But yeah. So the third phase is made a lot harder than it was in the original fight. Anyway. So that's going to be it for this video. So we played against Sally Stageplay and Dr. Kahl's robot. And next part, we're going to be finishing Inkwell Isle 3. So I hope to see you guys in part 10 later.